Hello Houston, this is Jason Hammond, the Science Outreach Manager and the Life Science Manager here at the Children's Museum Houston, and I have an educator moment brought to you by Texas Children's Hospital. Today we are going to talk about the digestive system. Now before we talk about the digestive system in detail, I just want to tell you a little about why it's important and what body systems are. First off, it's important because it's how your food goes from your mouth and is expelled out later on and provides you your energy and your nutrition. That's why it's important. The idea of a body system, though, is something very important to understand too. There is more than one organ in the digestive system. And all these different organs are specialized tissues that do a specific function, but they work together in digestion because those specific functions are very, very different than each other. So your liver over here does something completely different than your stomach. Your intestines do something completely different than your mouth. But they all work together to make sure that you have the energy, the nutrition, to get rid of the toxins, all of that good stuff to make your body healthy. Using a model is a really good way of figuring out what each part does and how one body part goes to the other and how it becomes a body system. When we do the experiment, you're going to go ahead and see how you can digest food at home, which is really, really cool. So we're going to go through each body part one by one. So here's your mouth, and your mouth starts right here with your lips. Your lips open up with your jaw moving, the bone, and you put your food inside, and right here's your teeth, and your teeth will help to grind up your food. Here's your salivary glands. Your salivary glands will produce saliva that help ball up your food. Your tongue will help you from swallowing it too quickly, and then as you grind and mix it up into a ball, you'll swallow. Let's go ahead and explore this further. Now, once your food is inside a little ball and going down your throat, first of all, hopefully it doesn't go down your trachea. That actually goes into your lungs. This is your airway. You want it to come down here into your esophagus, which is this long tube. Now, your food is only in your esophagus a few seconds because it does a muscular contraction called peristalsis that allows it to move down to your stomach. Now, your stomach is like this pouch with two different openings. Inside your stomach is hydrochloric acid, which is a very, very, very corrosive acid. So once your food gets inside there, it starts to grind it up even more, if you will. You see all these folds right here? That's your mucus-lined stomach lining. That is what protects the rest of the organ from the stomach acids being produced. Once it's ground down enough and it's in small particulates, it heads over to your liver. Your liver is one of the largest organs in your body, and it has a very, very important function. Your liver is like a filter. It takes out bad stuff from your food, from your liquids that you drink, all that stuff. So basically what's happening here is your liver, aided by your gallbladder right over here, which makes bile, a sort of liquid that helps this process. It starts to take all the toxins out. Once you get most of them toxins out, then we're going to go ahead and move to the small intestines. So here we are in the small intestines. Now, to be fair, there are some other organs that are involved before it gets to the small intestines, the pancreas and whatnot. Pancreas helps regulate blood sugar, but we're just going to go through these major organs. So your small intestines aren't really small at all. They're actually very long. They're 22 feet long in the average human, but you can see that they're all folded in with each other like this. That's because as your food goes through it, it is taking out all the good minerals and vitamins and nutrients that you need to be healthy. Now, once it's out of the small intestine, it enters the large intestine. Now, the large intestine is called the large intestine because it's thicker than the small intestine. It's not quite as long though. It's only about 3 feet long. And it's going to travel up through here, and what's happening here is it's being pushed into a big solid mass, and it's taking out the rest of the water as it comes down, and finally it goes to your colon, your cecum, enters your rectum, and is expelled through your body as poop. Just a reminder, science is fun, but it can also be dangerous, so please have a responsible adult while you do this digestive system experiment. So for this experiment, you're going to need a gallon-sized bag to be your digestive bag. You're going to get 2 cups of Rice Krispies. You're going to want a sponge, a pack of raisins, a pair of tweezers, a multivitamin, socks with the toes cut out, a spray bottle of water. Use a spray bottle you have at home already and recycle, and a spray bottle of vinegar. Use a bottle you have at home already and recycle. And remember, label your vinegar and your water bottle because they look alike. Finally, you're going to want to download these different pictures, these diagrams of the mouth, the esophagus, etc. And there's a worksheet you can download as well to help you through this process. We also have an activity sheet on the website that you can download that has all the instructions that I'm going to say right now. The first part of digestion includes your mouth. So we're going to go ahead and explore that a little further. You're going to go ahead and get your digestion bag, open it up. You're going to take your 2 cups of Rice Krispies and you're going to pour them inside. Now, along with the Rice Krispies, you want to take your multivitamin and you want to put that in. And you're going to go ahead and open up your raisins and you're going to just dump as many as you can in, like that. I just dumped the whole thing in. And then you're going to want to mix that all around. And get that, if it sticks to the side, you want to make sure that you get them off the sides. Now, again, the multivitamin represents exactly what it represents, a vitamin that gives you nutrition, and the raisins represent the toxins that need to be gotten rid of. Okay, so I'm going to seal the bag up, and I'm just going to shake it around a little bit to make it a little more mixed up. Just like that. You see what I'm doing here? So it's just all not in one spot. You know. Okay, there are a lot of toxins in this here Rice Krispies. Okay, now we're ready to begin doing the digestive part of the mouth. Here's what we're going to do. Keep the bag closed for now and just start to crunch it up. Remember, it's your teeth first. Your teeth are going to chew your food and that's going to excite your salivary glands. So what we're going to do in a moment is we're going to open the bag up. We're going to take our spray bottle of water and we're going to spray some water in. You want to use a spray bottle so you don't drown it. And you might have to angle it like this so you can actually spray your water inside. If you kind of pour water in, it'll drown it up. After you put water in, you want to close it back up and then you want to start to crunch it again. You want it to start to be able to like stick together. So you might need some more water. The hardest part you're going to find is finding that multivitamin later on. Hopefully I can find it. And this is fun. Just spray some water inside. Seal the bag up again. And then, oh yeah, that's getting really good. I can feel it. You can actually see it on the bottom there, getting all mushy. That's what happens to your food. It gets all mushy. All right. Once we get it to this point, we're going to move on to the esophagus. Now we're going to take a look at the esophagus. Remember, the esophagus is like a long tube. Your first instinct when you take this food and put it in the esophagus is just to push it right on through. You don't want to do that. What you're going to want to do is make it go slowly through the esophagus because remember, it uses that peristalsis muscle action to get your food down to your stomach without choking you. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your ground up food with saliva. You're going to go ahead and put it at one end of the sock here. Get it inside. There you go. And then you're going to push it through with your thumbs. And it comes out the other end. You don't grab it from the other end because there's nothing grabbing it. You just push it on through. And there is the esophagus step. So the esophagus that you push the food through using peristalsis, your thumbs, takes the food into the stomach. Now the stomach is filled with hydrochloric acid, a very, very corrosive acid. In fact, if I put it on this table right now, it would burn through the table. But if you remember, you have these mucus-lined membranes in your stomach that protects the rest of the stomach from that acid. But that acid is extremely important because it's going to break your food down further and make it much more manageable for the liver, the small intestine, and the large intestine. So what you're going to do now is you're going to get out your vinegar And you're gonna open up the bag and you're gonna spray your vinegar inside. And yes, it will start to smell. But remember, digestion necessarily has smells. And you'll know why that is at the end. I got to get it very, very vinegary. And then I'm going to close it up again. And I can already smell that wonderful vinegar smell. And then you grind it up some more. And you smush it together. And you get it all nice and filled. It's starting to resemble something that you may know of. We'll talk about that later as well. Now we have this very smelly, very compacted mass of food. We have to get rid of the bad stuff. And the bad stuff are those raisins. Remember, those are the toxins. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. That's what your tweezers are for. You're going to go ahead and open the bag, and this is when it gets really gross. And you're going to pick the raisins out. So after the liver, technically your food kind of gets filtered through your pancreas as well, but there's really no good way of showing how your blood regulates during this experiment. So we're going to go right to the small intestine. Now the small intestine, if you remember, is that windy, curvy organ that's really 22 feet long, but can fit inside your body. What's happening is your food's in your small intestine the longest amount of time because it's bringing out water, it's bringing out vitamins, it's bringing out minerals that are very, very good for you. So what you're gonna do with this step is make sure the bag is closed, go ahead in, fold it up like you did with the esophagus, get your sock out again, push it in, and again, don't just push it through. You're gonna go ahead and do it this time 8 times. So in one side, out the other, then you flip it around. You can fold it back up a little bit, get it back in, and do the same thing. And make sure you do it 8 different times, okay? You'll notice that sometimes I don't complete all the steps because you don't need to see me do them all on this video. Just get the idea of it. Now, once you've done it 8 times, you've got to open the bag up again and smell that lovely smell. Get your tweezers again, and now you've got to find that multivitamin, which is kind of difficult to find, so that you can take the vitamins and minerals out that you need. And I have found the multivitamin. This might take you a little bit long, but that's okay. Grab it with your tweezers, pull it out, and there you go. Now we are at our last step, the large intestine. There's a 2-part step to this one as well. You're gonna do the peristalsis thing, like pushing it through the sock. I'll show you how to do it again one more time. But you're only gonna have to do it 3 times this time. You don't have to do it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, just 3. And then you're gonna take your sponge and you're gonna start to mop up as much water as you can from the massive food over here. So let's go do the peristalsis part first, just so you can see it again. Remember, you push it in. You do not push it through, you use your thumbs. You go all the way through, keep using your thumbs. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. I know it's a lot of times. Here it comes, it's coming out. Yay, there it goes, there it goes. All right, and just do it 2 more times. When you're done with that, go ahead and open the bag. And this is really gross, but you gotta take the sponge and start to do that with it. Start to get that water out, because you really want this lump of food to be very, very dry. So I'm gonna do that. You can get around the sides of the bag too. As you're doing this, just remember it's going through your cecum, your colon, it's heading into your rectum, and then eventually, maybe 8, 9 hours after you put that food into your mouth, you have something that looks like, well, you all know what it looks like. You have just completed a fun experiment demonstrating how all the different organs in your body system, the digestive system, works. You have a lovely lump of, you know what it is, and we hope you had a great time doing this. Please be safe. Hope to see you soon. Bye for now.